Well, I mean, jazz was the kind of music I played from being 17 to 25. In fact, the first rock group I ever played in was the Police. And so I did feel comfortable in that milieu, if you like. Although it's not a jazz record, I keep having to say that. It isn't a jazz record, although it does have elements. I like music that doesn't have a classification. So I wanted to make a record that wasn't necessarily rock and roll and wasn't necessarily jazz, but was something else that you couldn't put a label on. And I think as much as we attempted that, I think we succeeded in it.
You, Stuart, and Andy have all been fairly successful outside of what you do with the group. Is there a real desire to be individuals?
I think there ought to be. I think if you think of yourself just as a member of a group, if all your ego and all your passion and pride are involved in being a member of a group, then there's something wrong. I think you have to think of yourself as your own person. I don't think it's particularly healthy just to be a member of a gang for your entire life, you know, particularly if you want to grow up.
You can tend to rely on that gang, can't you?
Yeah, I think you're limited by it too, by that sort of group idea. So we're all of the same mind. We all like exploring areas on our own.
You said, I believe, that it's very hard for someone who is the rock star to relate to the person that's buying the record unless you have a personal trauma. Now, earlier I was talking about one of the things that led Phil Collins towards a solo career was a personal trauma. Do you find that a lot of personal trauma has shown up in your writing? I think if you'd asked me 2 years ago what I needed to have to write songs, I would say I have to have crisis. So much so that if there isn't a crisis at the moment in my life, I'll create one in order to write a song. Whoa. Which is pretty heavy, you know. Now, I'm very happy at the moment. I'm very content, and I'm still writing songs. And I think I've just found a new way of bringing inspiration to the surface without necessarily hurting myself or other people.